So guys, people from Atiku's camp are now distancing themselves from Kenneth Acussing after coming out during an interview session making reckless statements about Peter Obi's personality. Guys, I'm going to show you what an Atiku follower is telling, Kenneth Acussing. But before then, take a look at this headline here. It says, NDC presidential candidate Peter Obi has reportedly slammed a 5 billion defamation lawsuit against Kenneth Acussing. I'm going to read further on this, but before then, let me show you what this Atiku man is telling Kenneth Acussing. He said, in his bid to impress, Kenneth Acussing has scored an own goal and he's going to bear the brunt alone. There are no go area, even in opposition. You don't call someone a thief. If you do, you must provide in court. You must provide it in court because that is character assassination. This is a staunch follower of Atiku Abubakar, but he's telling Kenneth Acussing that, see, if you are coming out to say things against Peter Obi, get ready to bear the consequences alone because we are not standing with you. The man also tweeted telling Kenneth Acussing that what he did is wrong, that they are not with him on the same page. Now I'm going to read what he said again. He said here, Acussing should have his time in court or apologize to Peter Obi. What he presented as evidence of payment to Obi is just payment to party nomination. I learned he is a lawyer too, but I heard the law he read was as an adult education. Maybe the knowledge did not assimilate well. That this Kenneth Acussing came out, he even said Peter Obi scammed people. Do you know, these are heavy terms that they are running some sort of criminality, and Peter Obi is like the person spearheading it. Guys, I tell you, there is none to, as in, this is a huge allegation. And see what he's presenting. Payment to the party for nomination form is what he's presenting after saying Peter Obi told them to pay him to run his political campaign, and now he's presenting nomination payment. Guys, Kenneth Acussing is even making mouth too. If you go to his Twitter page, he's saying that he has evidence, and this is the evidence he has. Payment for nomination form, party nomination is what Kenneth Acussing is alleging, tagging Peter Obi to, guys. And now Peter Obi has slammed him with 5 billion naira lawsuit. Now see what the lawyer actually wrote here. It says, dear sir, demand for immediate withdrawal of false, malicious, and defamatory publication against Peter Obi. Public apology and undertaking. He must make sure, the lawyer is giving him 3 things to do. You must withdraw the false information you've already put out there, and then you must also apologize, and you must do an undertaking that you will never again. It reads further, we are solicitors to Mr. Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State, presidential candidate of the NDC, and distinguished statesman, hereinafter referred to as our client, on whose clear instruction we write this letter. Our client's attention has been drawn to certain false and defamatory statement made by you during a live broadcast on Channel's television program Sunrise Daily on 8th of June 2026, which statements were thereafter reported, broadcast, and widely circulated, including by Channel's television, under the headline Kenneth Acussing criticized Peter Obi, condemns NDC primaries, and by numerous other media outlets, including Daily Post Nigeria, Point Blank News, and Igbere TV, and across various online social media platforms, including the video sharing platform YouTube. Let me read further. It says, that our client Peter Obi, together with leaders of the Nigerian Democratic Congress in Southeast, informed the party's aspirants that any person seeking to contest as a member of the House of Representatives must, after paying the prescribed expression of interest form, pay a bribe of 10 million naira to the NDC and to the caucus leaders. And then it went ahead to read further. B says that The said unlawful demand was accompanied by documentary proofs. The person who relayed the information to you having sent the said information together with the receipt in evidence, evidencing the payment that our client personally wrote and compiled, that our client personally wrote and compiled the list of the party's candidates from his hotel room at the John Wood Hotel, that you won, that you warn the set aspirants that our client is going to scam them, that our client travels abroad to collect money from people, and that our client and leaders of NDC in the Southeast are perpetrating criminality. The above statements, in their natural and ordinary meaning and by necessary implication, falsely and maliciously represent our client as a person who demands, solicits, organize and collects bribe, who demands, solicits, organizes, and collects bribe, who extort, defrauds, and swindles political aspirants of their money, who is a fraudster and a scammer and a dishonest political actor, and who in court and who in concert with others is engaged in criminal conspiracy and in actively perpetrating criminality. These are extremely grave, demanding and reckless imputations of bribery, extortion, fraud, financial dishonesty, and criminality directed at the character, integrity, reputation, and public standing of a client. Kenneth Acussing too talk. For the avoidance of doubt, our client states categorically that the said allegations are false, baseless, malicious, reckless, defamatory, and wholly supported by any fact, and wholly unsupported by any fact. They were made with the clear intention that and purpose of lowering our clients in the estimation of right-thinking members of society, exposing him to hatred, contempt, and ridicule, and injuring his hard-earned reputation as a man of unquestionable integrity, a statesman and political leader. It is particularly disturbing that the said statement were made by you on live television and were thereafter republished, broadcast, and widely circulated through online and social media platforms, including video sharing platforms, which such falsehoods spread rapidly and assume a life of their own. Your words were not mere political commentary. They crossed the permissible bounds of fair comment and constitute a direct assault on our client's personality, integrity, image, and reputation. Guys, Kenneth Acussing too talk. He said a lot in that video. He said a lot. And now it further reads and says, this is settled. The law is settled that while citizens are entitled to hold and express opinion, no person is entitled under the guise of political speech to publish false statement which imputes criminality, fraud, dishonesty, or moral deprivation on another. The right to freedom of expression does not extend to the reckless distribution of another person's destruction of another person's reputation. Accordingly, we hereby demand that you do the following within 7 days of your receipt of this letter: immediate withdrawal. The said false. Immediately withdraw the said false and defamatory statement in their entirety. Publish a clear, unequivocal, and reserved public apology to our client. Mr. Peter will be published the said withdrawal and apology with equal prominence through the same medium of the original broadcast, through all your social media and all your social media handles and platforms, including but not limited to Channels Television, your X, Twitter, your X handle, Instagram handle, Facebook, YouTube, and any other platform through which the defamatory statement were made. Broadcast, repost, circulate, and amplify. Ensure that the apology is given the same or greater prominence, visibility, and circulation as the original defamatory publication. Pay to our client through our chambers the sum of 5 billion naira, 5 billion naira only as general aggravated and exemplary damage for the grave injury occasioned to his hard-earned reputation, character, and public standing by said false, malicious, and defamatory statements, and deliver to us a written undertaking that you shall cease you shall cease, desist, and you shall cease and desist from making, publishing, circulating, and causing to be published any further false, malicious, and defamatory statement concerning our client. Kenneth Acussing should really be ashamed of himself. He has come out to say that he has replied, and this is his reply, that if people like Atiku are taking insult, Peter Obi is not taking insult. Can you imagine? Now somebody replied him saying, this is Atiku Abubakar when he sued Buhari's aide. But you know what Kenneth Acussing said during that interview is too weighty. He said they are scamming people, they are running criminality, they are doing this, and Peter Obi was at the forefront. Peter Obi is the only name mentioned there, and then the NDC. Can you imagine that? Anyway, guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Thank you.
Let me ask you the first question, Chief Ohebu. Let me begin from the center of this controversy. As you know, did you at any point tell Kenneth Acussing that Peter Obi defrauded or scammed you politically or financially?
Thank you for, why I accepted to have this interview is that I've known you, and you also you've known me and know my involvement in some of these political activities. It's not like what happened this morning where it looked as if the presenter was pushing me to make a negative comment about P2B. And unfortunately, my brothers are not seeing through that. Coming back to your question, I'm talking to you now. If you said I send you a message, please, if you can show any message where your body call Hebu wrote you and said that P2B is the head of scam, one, or P2B asked me to pay 10 million naira, or the members of the Southeast Caucus made me to ask me to pay 10 million naira because P2B needed it to run for his presidency. On the face of it, the only thing the major desire I have as at today is to represent the good people of Nnewi North, Nnewi South Federal Constituency. I will not just apologize to Peter. I will not just apologize to people of Nnewi North, Nnewi South Federal Constituency. I will not just apologize to Nigerians. I will resign from politics. I will no longer participate in politics, and I will give up this ambition to be in the National Assembly. If he can show where I said people be told me to pay 10 million, or Southeast Caucus told me to pay 10 million, or that P2B needed 10 million naira for his presidential ambition. If there is anywhere anybody can produce, he said I sent him an SMS. If you can produce, please, you have my authority. If you have such message, if it's SMS or voice call and you have it, please show it to Nigerians that nobody call him one is told you that P2B defrauded me, or P2B told me to pay you 10 million naira, or P2B or members of the Southeast told me to pay 10 million naira because P2B needs money for his presidential ambition. We not only resign from politics, I will apologize because I must have been a monumental disgrace, not just to myself, but to my family and my children. It's unfortunate, but people are not listening to it. Nobody wants to listen to you. There is nothing, a friend was telling me, there is nothing Kenneth Acussing said in that interview about our presidential candidate that he had not said before. He has called him criminal over and over and over and over again. The only thing is that in that particular interview, my name was used to drive the message, and it's most unfortunate. So what I'm telling you, Mazi, is that I never said that P2B defrauded me. I never said P2B asked me. In fact, as a matter of fact, if there is anywhere Kenneth Acussing can establish that I said I had communication with P2B in any form or format, even if he did not demand money from me, that there was a communication between me and P2B from the March I came back to Nigeria till date. I have not been able to speak with Peter. I have not been able to meet with him. I have not had any meeting. I didn't complain in that text message that there was no meeting at all to discuss consensus. So how could I have told him? That said, coming back to what I said the National Secretary, I met the National Secretary on 5th of May. The National Secretary told me.
Hold on. Before you move into that part, one thing that I still want to put on record is you debunked that you never told him that Peter Obi defrauded you, or Peter Obi, be it monetarily or politically. But did you send him SOS? Because he used 2 words. He said that you sent him an SOS. So, and Kenneth Okonkwo is in the ADC, you are in the NDC. So, is that anti-party? Why are you sending Kenneth Okonkwo SOS regarding what is happening in the NDC?
My brother, for the benefit of our viewers, we want you to explain what SOS is before I can respond, because it is good to put things in perspective. It's good to,
SOS means save our soul. Was your soul being threatened at that time?
So your political head one is ran to Kenneth Okonkwo to save my soul in NDC from ADC. It's absolute bunkum. What I do? Was there any communication between me and Kenneth Okonkwo? The answer is in the affirmative.
Okay, so you said
what I do. Let me say what I do. What I do. I write a lot. And I'm sure you must have read some of the things I write, and I do share it.
You share with me as well.
I share with you. The message what has to do with my address to the NDC members in Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ekusigo Federal Constituency, which I shared on my broadcast. Incidentally, that message was also sent to His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, where I said, I call on you to disregard rumors of any, I said, dear NDC members and supporters, I call on you to disregard rumors of any automatic ticket being granted to any sitting member of the House of Representatives. Equally, please disregard the wicked rumors that NDC intends to hand over 2 National Assembly tickets to Ekusigo on the basis of alleged promises of automatic tickets. And I said, the incumbent member representing Dudukofa and Jikok and Ocha Federal Constituency, who incidentally represents the constituency of our sole presidential candidate, was reportedly persuaded to step aside on the grounds of fairness, equity, and overall interest of the party. He was elected on the platform of Labour and has remained loyal and committed to our presidential candidate. If there were indeed any agreement for automatic tickets, logic dictates that he would have been the first beneficiary of a sitting member from another party representing Ekusigo. So I just urge my supporters and all stakeholders to ignore these rumors. This was the message I shared on my broadcast, and over 2,000 people got that. That was how apparently he picked interest on that, and then he started engaging me. It's laughable. People were telling me, okay, why would you do this?
So in that case, would it be fair to say that the message, the broadcast you made that you said over 2,000 people read, including His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, and that SOS was not made in that message, but from what you just said now, there was a follow-up conversation that happened. Could it be that you told him in that follow-up conversation what he now said on Arise?
I didn't get your question.
Okay, you just said now that when you had what you read out, what you put out in that statement, in that message you sent across.
Yes.
And you said here that after this message, that further conversation happened with him. Either he called you or you called him. So could it be
he engaged me on that discussion?
So okay, now he called you then for that conversation. Could it be that then that statement he said on Channels TV was when you were engaging in that further conversation?
No, I never asked him to save my soul. He wanted to know what happened, and I told him in writing, because see, because of my training, I know his disposition to His Excellency. It will be. I had a telephone conversation with him, and I said, please, what I discussed with you, I wish to send it to you in writing, in case you want to put me. And I decided to send the message in writing, and to the glory of sport, it's in writing. So I told him that the National Secretary of the party asked me to pay 10 million naira. The National Secretary of the party, in the presence of a very high respected member of COPTEM that went to see with him, meet him, told me that, look at the process, you pay 2 million for the expression of interest, then if you pay 10 million, the position will be locked down for you. If you are going for House of Reps, for Senate is 20 million. I said, okay, no problems. So
this conversation of 10 million was a conversation you had with the national secretary of NDC, right?
I've consistently said the national secretary of the party asked me to pay 10 million naira.
No,
I have even sent a message to the national secretary. I said, you asked me to pay 10 million, I paid 10 million, and you also asked me, despite promising that
what was that 10 million for?
My understanding is that what he told me expressly, if I paid that 10 million, the position will be locked for me.
Okay, so was that 10 million paid in a party account or a private account?
The national secretary, speaking to me as a high-ranking party official, told me that the money will pay into the party account. So I believe that was what happened. What I think eventually happened is that probably they were not expecting that a lot of people would be willing and happy and ready to pay the 10 million, especially from the Southeast. Apparently, people who paid, then we now had more than one person paying for per constituency. So it became a problem that you have to conduct primaries to show in the narrative of the money I sent. Because of what I was told, I said Nnewi Federal Constituency because I paid 10 million for a position to be locked for me, and I stipulated the position I was looking for.
Okay. So now, my
anger is that when I express it with National Secretary, if he denies it, that would be an authority for me to that would be assumed to be a permission for me to share even the private messages I had with him. But of course, it's ungentlemanly to share in public private conversations. That said, the essence of that payment is for me to get that position locked down.
Okay.
After making that payment, I was also asked to go for direct primaries. I went for direct primaries. My anger is that on ground, I won the election. I won the election on ground. I had 1,320 votes. My closest rival got 900 and something votes, less than 1,000 votes. There was no election. What actually happened? There was no election in Nnewi North.
If there was no election, if there was no election, how did you win?
Okay, listen to me again. My federal constituency has 3 local governments.
Yes.
Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ekusigo Federal Constituency. Incidentally, I am from Nnewi South that has 20 wards. Over my town has 6 wards. My closest rival in the election is from Ekusigo and a sitting member of the House of Reps. On the election day, 2 opponents from Nnewi North had issues, and there was crisis. There was no election. Everybody, the election didn't take place. If anybody is telling you there was an election in Nnewi North, it's not true. I'm speaking my own. If there's any proof of that, then consider me a monumental liar. There was no election in Nnewi North. In Ekusigo, where he came from, of course, he scored more than I did. But the gap, he had 100 plus, and he was 600. In Nnewi South, people who were there were in their thousands. And the party said, no, only 700 and something people registered. Incidentally, the people registered before the 10th. Incidentally, the people who registered, majority of them are from my ward. And of course, you know the reason. Election was conducted. Checked. Plus 600, that gives you 1,020 votes. In my local government had 25 or 23, I can't remember the exact figure. That's what he got from his local government. He had less than 1,000. I had my own. And I said election in Nnewi. So I won the election. So not only did I pay the money for the thing to be locked down, I was challenged. And for you to understand this, I am the only candidate. You can verify. I am the only candidate that printed posters. I'm the only candidate that had branded shuttle buses moving around on that day. I am the only candidate that came to the people. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't food they ate. Even after the election, I can share videos with you. After the election, people who could not go, who were hungry, went. In fact, that day I shut down the entire Nnewi market. Everywhere they were selling gala at Kola. I was the only one that sustained them. Even after the election, I was there till 10 p.m. Even in Nnewi, where there was no election, I was there sharing humanity, not just politics.
Okay.
Considering my background.
Let me, Chief Obunike here, let me come back to the meat of the matter. as you know, that Kenneth made these allegation on Channels TV, and I understand that today you went to Channels TV as well today as a person who has the right of reply, and you've debunked it as well. But let me ask this question: what was your immediate reaction when you heard your name or position being linked to such allegations?
I reached out to media houses because I felt that what I should do is to debunk it. And I decided not to. Yes, I insisted on using the same platform.
Did you reach out to him?
Call him.
Yes. If somebody No. Did you reach out to the Kenneth Okonkwo who said this, that you said so? So because I think that
yesterday, no, of course I didn't.
So why?
Why would I?
He had, in this case, no. You have considered, if I consider that Obunipe said something that I haven't said, I think my first inclination would be to pick up the police.
No, I think you should let me explain to you, Mazi. I'm focused on making sure that I'm announced the candidate. I had a lot on my table. That was said on the platform, and what I did was to make efforts to ensure that I go to the same platform the next day to debunk it. You know, I didn't have power for negative energies. Just like you could be asking people who had him as his spokesman if he said he did that. Why didn't he call him to say, why would he say I did this? I mean, you know me very well. Why didn't you ask me? You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't understand. I don't know your own attitude towards that. What I think I should have done, and which I did, was to ensure I get to the same platform where that was said and debunk it. You have a discussion with somebody, it was used on a public platform. I think the easiest thing you could do is to go to the same platform and debunk it. And I thank Channels for giving me the opportunity to go to the same platform to debunk it. Even though, I mean, understandably, it was like the focus was pushing for me to say the presidential candidate of our party has issues with me, he had problems with me, he's not a good man and all that. If you watch the video, that was what it was all about. It was not friendly, but I'm happy I had the opportunity to say never, ever.
Okay. But, I mean, you know, I don't want to toe in the line of this argument, but for the benefit of my viewers, you and I probably have come a long way, but for the benefit of my viewers, permit me to say, are you able to explain the nature of your relationship with P2B during and after 2023 elections? Were there political understanding or expectation that later became contentious?
2023 elections.
During and after.
Okay. We were together in PDP. We had contacts in PDP.
Okay.
We eventually left PDP.
Okay.
I wouldn't go into details because, I mean, we already have a lot of issues there, so that I will not be misquoted. We were in PDP and we were, quote unquote, in the same camp in PDP. We were in the same camp. As a matter of fact, you see, I saw what Valentine Obianem, the secretary, posted. He shared that when PO was the governor, that I had a platform of a patriotic forum where I was being very critical about him. PO was governor of Anambra State under the platform of ABGA. I've never ever in my life been a member of ABGA. I've been a member of PDP from 1998 till we joined, till I felt that PDP had been hijacked by forces that I would not in good conscience continue to identify with, even when I believed that I should have remained in one party, because from the look of things and from the experience I've just had, it seems that the entire political parties are still being manned by Nigerians. But I remained in PDP. In 2023, we were together in PDP. When he left, I remained in PDP. We were not together. When we worked together was when he joined PDP for 2015. Also, I'm not sure of the dates, but around 2014 and 2015, when people moved to the PDP, he moved to the PDP, and I was one of the closest allies of him. People who are running narratives now, Valentine or Joe, who will be listening to us, it's convenient for him to forget how closely we worked from 2015 to 2019. And he jumped 2015 to 2019. He's talking about when PO was governor. About 12, okay, Obiano has done 8 years, Soludo has done 4 years, at least over 12 years ago. That's what the one he remembered. He now wiped off 2015, especially how we were in the same trenches in 2017.
So guys, you have seen what is currently happening. Kenneth Acussing went overboard. I mean, he went overboard. He spoke as if there was no control, as in he spoke as if there was no control. I don't understand, guys. I don't understand how somebody can just say this. You are talking that someone told you, you are not very sure, but you are saying it as if you were there moment Peter Obi defrauded people. The boldness alone, you know, the boldness alone, the way he was saying it authoritatively should really bother people. I mean, you don't just come out and begin to dent somebody's hard-earned, you know, hard-earned personality, hard-earned name. Name is currency. Your name is your new currency, guys. Your name is your new currency. And that is why we all must make sure we don't come out to begin to... He didn't even put allegedly. He did not even... The way he was saying it, sounding it, you'll be wondering, I mean, you'll be wondering what has become of Kenneth Acussing. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more. Thank you.